Good morning and welcome to my blog, Wisdom for Today. And today I want to talk to you about the waiting that took place on that first resurrection celebration 2,000 years ago. Now, we just finished up on Wednesday night the last words of Christ with, Father, I commend my spirit to you. We did that on Sunday, and we did It Is Finished, and I Thirst. So we finished all the last words of Christ. And after Christ was taken down from the cross, with Joseph of Arimathea and the women who paid attention to him, made sure that he was laid properly in the tomb, there was a period of waiting. And that's something to think about. You know, if God wanted it, Jesus could have risen from the dead immediately. He could have jumped from the cross and surprised everybody. Certainly, more people would believe him if he did it in front of everybody, as opposed to being laid in a tomb and buried. But there was a process God wanted to go through. And that process was involved with this word called waiting. Now, the first church, I want to remind you, waited without expectation. They didn't know if Jesus would be risen from the dead. And yet, even though the disciples were in hiding, they didn't run away from Jerusalem. They stayed where they were at. And even though the women didn't expect Jesus to rise from the dead, they got up to anoint his body because they were going to follow through on their obligations. And there was a pull inside of them that made them stay to their task to follow God and where he was leading them. You know, the word wait, I think, is one of the most biblical words in the Bible. The Hebrew word wait means kwah or kwaha. And kwaha, to wait, kwaha or kwavah. Kwavah means, was literally a word that was used for weaving together small threads together into a strong rope. So back in the day, brothers and sisters, when we didn't have phones to scroll through, when we had extra time, we knitted, we sewed, we embroidered, and we wove string. And fishermen especially wove string. If you remember in the book of Proverbs, when it talks that happy are two that walk together, as opposed to one, that a 3-cord string is not easily broken. It was a very tight and powerful string that you wove together. So it was something that was a part of everybody's days. At the end of the day, they were tired. They didn't have anything else to do. They grabbed the string. They wove out the nets. And anybody could do it, from the youngest to the oldest person. I like this word for wait. When I think wait, those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up on wings as eagles. They will walk and not be weary. They will run and not faint. The other scripture about wait that I like is in Psalms 27:14. It's at the end of the chapter, and he's talking about the trials he's going for. And then he seems to shout in glory, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, take heart. Yes, wait for the Lord." And then Psalms 130, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow night, talks about that wait begets hope. Waiting in the Lord. O Israel, put your hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there's unfailing love, and with his full redemption, he himself will redeem all Israel from their sins. Wait for the Lord. In other words, let him weave you together. It takes time for God to weave us together sometimes. Even though he could do it immediately, he doesn't. He changes us bit by bit. It's a rope that's being woven together when you're waiting for that answer, when you want a season to pass where you feel like you're in pain, or you're frightened of a season that's coming where you may feel pain, or whether you want a conflict to be resolved. Sometimes it has to be woven together like a careful string by hands of someone who's attending to every movement of the string. God weaves us together. And sometimes that takes time. I hope to see you this Wednesday night if you're from Calvary. And I hope to see you on Sunday, Palm Sunday. And for those of you who are not in Infield, please find a Bible-believing church where you can worship God and wait for the Lord. The answer's not here yet, but I promise you it will come. Put your hope in Him. God's blessings and have a good day.